Hey, you guys, everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be doing our episode 4 of Sister Wives. So let's jump right into it. You guys let me know if you got the notification because YouTube has not been doing me any favors with sending out notifications. Also, I have been trying to do a little bit better with posting pre-recorded videos, just the shorter pre-recorded videos of things like this past week's episode. I posted one about Kody Brown, uh, basically revealing that like he did not even know not Mykelti, but Madison was pregnant. Madison was very pregnant. She was 5 months pregnant, and he had no idea. So I did post a shorter pre-recorded video, and sometimes I do like to do those pre-recorded videos. I know not everybody can hang out and do a hour live stream or whatever. So I am trying to do a little bit better with doing pre-recorded, like 10, 12-minute pre-recorded videos. Anyways, we're going to jump right into this past week's episode of Sister Wives. Hey, everybody. All right. So, as always, previously on Sister Wives, Mykelti had a baby shower where Cody, Robyn, and Christine were all there, but they did not speak to each other at all. Christine said for her to speak would be fake of her. Let me make this a little bit bigger. It would be fake of her, and she was not going to be fake, which I kind of disagree with that. I do like Christine, but I thought, I have to go places with people that I may not be the biggest fan of, or may not really care for, but I'll speak just to be civil, just so they don't turn around to the person that invited both of us and be like, she didn't even speak. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not about being fake. It's just about being nice and just being kind of going with the flow to make things flow. So the person that invited you doesn't get a call with that person would not even tell me, hey, did you see that? And it being drama. Just say, hey, whatever. Oh no, Zuna, really? Sig, okay. Said, not me, beyond a smile. I'm not speaking to toxic people. I mean, I can understand it. It's okay to be polite instead of rude. Christina's fine. You don't have to go out of your way. It's okay. Some of y'all's like, no, I'm not speaking either. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Sometimes you got to be civil even if you don't want to. And it was her daughter's baby shower. Thankfully, nobody wants Mykelti to complain. They didn't speak. He didn't speak. She didn't speak. And Mykelti was like, probably already knew what it was going to be, Probably so. So, also previously, Christine kind of grilled Janelle about her marriage to Kody. I need to make these longer. Christine kind of grilled Janelle about her marriage to Kody, just kind of point blank asking her, like, so is your marriage to Kody over? Janelle tells us that yes, it is over, but she is still concerned about, like her portion of the land. She still has things that she's got to tend to. So she can't just be like, oh, like, I'm never speaking to him again because she's got things she's got to tend to. So, in last week's episode, she tells us that while it is over, she's still concerned about the land, but Kody will not respond to her. So she's kind of considered contacting a lawyer. Janelle does tell us that she felt like Christine was grilling her about her separation from Kody. It was pretty obvious that Janelle did not really appreciate how Christine was questioning her. Also previously, Mary tells her friend Brandy that she and Kody are done. Brandy tells her basically what we've all been wanting to tell Mary. It's about damn time. You know what I'm saying? It is about time. All right. So then we jump into this past week's episode. Episode 4 is titled How the Mighty Have Fallen. And we start over in Salt Lake City, Utah. Mykelti has been home with the babies for one night. And while we know that Robyn stayed that one night to help take care of the babies, we actually start off with Christine showing up bright and early to see the twins. I know, I didn't really like that either. Like how Janelle said, her relationship with Kody is different. So the way that they end that relationship is gonna be different. They're not gonna end the same way that Christine ended. And I got that. So yeah, Christine shows up bright and early to see the twins. Mykelti tells Christine that Robyn was such a help, that Robyn slept in the closet with the twins. And when one of the babies would wake up, Robyn would get up, bring the baby to Mykelti so Mykelti could nurse, and then she would take the baby back to bed. Christine seems really happy to hear how helpful Robyn was. She seems a little shocked that Robyn slept in the closet. Like all of us, I think we were all like, the closet? Like, but Robyn does kind of go on to explain why she slept in the closet. She's like, I know that seems a little weird, but it was the closest. They have a big closet. So that's just where I was. Not a big deal, I don't guess. I guess, I don't know how many bedrooms their house has. Maybe it's only two or three. Maybe, one's Avalon's room. Maybe the other one was just kind of too far away. Megan says too much Mykelti this season. And you want to know what's crazy? Is Mykelti said on her Patreon that she did not get paid she didn't get paid. Literally, a whole storyline basically was her giving birth, her baby shower. I would have been like, y'all can pay me something for that. If I'm going to be on this TV show where now everybody's going to dissect how I did my baby shower, how I did this, how I did that, let's go ahead and write me a check. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she did say she did not get paid. Anyways, Robyn tells us that while it may seem weird that she slept in the closet, it was a big closet. It was closer to Mykelti, so that's just, it worked for them. How do they pay for housing or food? Mykelti and Tony? Well, I know they have Patreon, and I don't know if Tony has. I don't know what they do for a living. Mykelti may actually be. She may actually do what her mom and Janelle does. I'm not exactly sure, but they probably make a good amount of money off Patreon, to be honest. So yeah, when Christine gets there, though, Robyn is actually taking a nap because she was up all night with the babies. So when Mykelti and Tony got up, she went ahead and took a nap. So Isabel shows up to see the twins. Christine asked Mykelti how Avalon did, with the babies being home. Mykelti tells them that it was kind of a sad situation. That at one point she let Avalon try to hold one of the babies. And then at one point she had one of the babies, Tony had one of the babies, and Avalon looked at both of them and realized that, oh no, mommy can't hold me, she got a baby, daddy can't hold me, he got a baby. And she got sad and she cried. Christina, of course, was like, oh my gosh, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. And which it is pretty sad when you bring home another baby and the one baby that you have realize oh no, there's another baby here. So Tony also, he was like, yeah, it was pretty rough when Avalon realized, what was happening. We then jump over to a confessional. Christine tells us about how Avalon has been the center of their world since she was born. And now her world has changed because she has these two new babies. And that, it seems like Avalon has noticed this, that she has realized that her world has changed and they have these two babies now. So Christine says that they are going to have to spend extra time with Avalon. Megan says, I think they are moving to North Carolina so Tony can work as a chess instructor. TW says, I read somewhere that Tony makes money as a gamer. Really? Really? What does Tony Patron do for a living? Oh, wow. Okay. March 23rd, 2023, Tony revealed he works from home and seemingly supports his family as a gamer. Okay. He graduated 2011. He attended Dixie State University. He previously worked at a bank, though he hinted to his Instagram followers that he made a career change by starting a new chapter in his life July 2020. Thank you, Dina. Tony revealed he works from home and seemingly supports his family as a gamer. He regularly shares gaming content on social media with his followers. Mykelti and Tony went on. Oh, we don't even know that. First date. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, a gamer. Okay. Okay. I mean, I know of people that do it too. I mean, I don't know personally of people that do it, but I do know that it exists. You know what I'm saying? That people can do it. I guess the new tech eliminating some jobs are lost forever, but I guess some jobs are created. Yeah, yeah, that's true. New technology is definitely eliminating some jobs, but it's also creating jobs. So okay. So yeah, Christine's like, we're gonna have to spend extra time with Avalon because she has really realized, the difference in her life. Luna says there can be a lot of money in gaming. I have no doubt because I know personally, like I literally know people on YouTube that make like anywhere from 15 to 30 grand a month on YouTube. Not me, but I know of people, so I know like what's possible for social media, YouTube, gaming, like it's the possibilities there. Okay, we jump back over at the house where Mykelti tells us that Robyn will probably be staying close to a week, that she wants to be home for Thanksgiving, which is in a week. So at that point, Christine will take over. Once Robyn goes home, Christine will take over. And Mykelti and Tony are having Thanksgiving at their house that year. So rather than Mykelti, having to get up and cook, Christine will be there making Thanksgiving dinner at Mykelti's house and also helping with the babies, which I saw a lot of people point this out. And I do think this is kind of ironic. So Robyn can go and stay almost a week helping Mykelti, but Kody could not leave the kids to go be with Isabel during her surgery. You know what I'm saying? But Kody could not be gone more than like 2 or 3 days because Solomon and Ari. But Robyn can be gone for almost a week. I'm just wondering if they lied. I don't know. Like if it's like, I don't know. Anyways, usually kids are closer to usually, not always. I know there are definitely some exceptions, but most little kids seem to be a little bit more attached to mom versus dad on most occasions. So the fact is like mom can go off and be gone a week, not a big deal, but dad can't be gone more than 2 or 3 days. I'm just wondering if like maybe they're telling us a story. Either way, after that, Robyn woke up. She came into the room. Christine asked Robyn how was her night with the babies, and Robyn jokingly said they partied most of the night. In a confessional, Robyn tells us that her desire and intention was always to have a good relationship with Christine. She hopes this, like them being together with the babies and being there at Mykelti's house, as two grandmas, taking care of the babies. She hopes this will lay the foundation for future interactions so they can have a positive relationship. Now, Christine, we flipped to her in a confessional, and she says that it was a bit awkward that Robyn was there. She says that they are not on the best of terms. She wished she did not feel so awkward around Robyn because she knows that, this is not about her. This is about Mykelti and the babies. But she's not going to lie and say that it's not awkward. It was an excuse. Abby says it was an excuse because he left for a wedding when Isabel was still recovering. Yeah. Yeah. Mary, I know she makes a lot, but if it was that much, I'd be shocked. But I know personally, um, like I've looked at her stats before and I've been like, she's probably making 40,000 dollars this month. And you can look on Social Blade and sometimes it'll give you an idea of how much a creator will make. And but 90,000, I don't know if I believe that much, but I haven't looked at her stats in a while. I don't really think about her. So That was like a while back that I checked mine and a few other creators just to kind of see. And hers was at like 30,000. But yeah, a week away from Kody did Robyn some good. Megan said a week away from Kody did Robyn some good. It really did seem like she had like this glow up. You know what I'm saying? Her eyes was bright. She looked good. Um, we jump back over to the house where Tony, this is funny. Tony asked everyone if they want to hear a funny story. He's like, y'all want to hear a funny story? He says that Robyn was like a prophet the night before. He says, so the babies were super unsettled. We didn't really know what was wrong with them, but Robyn was like, they need to poop. He says, so like they lay the babies down, like under the diaper, and sure enough, they started pooping on command. Yeah, maybe in November or December, because in November or December, you usually do make more. So it might be closer to that around that time. So I thought that was a pretty funny story that she's like, they need to poop. Everyone laughed. Everybody else thought that it was pretty funny. We then jump over to Mykelti in a confessional. She says that she knows the dynamic between her two moms, Robyn and Christine, is difficult, but she thinks that it shows how incredible they both are, that they are willing to work together for someone else that needs them, despite, you know, being too invested in how they feel about each other. So they will not be around each other. She's like, I really think it shows how incredible they are, that they will put their differences aside, be around each other to be there for me. A few days later, Robyn is heading home. She does a little car confessional where she talks about how much she did not want to leave Mykelti, Tony, and the babies. She said it was a sweet experience to be a part of everything. And she says she just really loves being a grandma. We then jump over to Kody. He says he's had a very, very hard time connecting with his kids lately, but he is hoping with the twins being born, it will give them something special to heal. It will give them something special to heal, and it will move things forward. Oh, okay, I guess I kind of get that. He says he doesn't think it will heal anything with his ex-wives, but hopefully his kids, because he says he will go see those babies, and he hopes that that gives him more opportunities to open the doors with his other children. The next day, it is Thanksgiving. The family is separated. We see this split screen showing us that Kody and Robyn and their families in Flagstaff. We see that Christine and her family's in Salt Lake, and then we see that there's Hunter, obviously Janelle, is in Las Vegas. So they are all split. However, we did not see Mary. So we jump over to a confessional where Mary tells us that she had plans to fly out to California, but those plans fell through. She said Robyn did call and invite her to their Thanksgiving, but she decided that she is not going to go to Robyn's house. Mary tells us that she knows that Kody and Robyn have to contain themselves. She's like, I've heard so many times how they have to contain themselves when I'm around. She says she doesn't want to be that person. That's the reason that others cannot be themselves or show affection to their spouse that they want to show. She don't want to be the reason that can happen. She also says that as far as she knows, once a man and a woman get a divorce, they usually do not continue spending holidays with each other. So she will not be going to Kody and Robyn's for Thanksgiving. We then hop on over to where are we at? Oh, at Mykelti and Tony's house. Christine is doing the majority of the cooking as Mykelti is still recovering. Christine is there with all of her girls, Gwen and Bea. I think that's how you say her name. Gwen and her girlfriend Bea is there. Tony's family is there. I know, right? You're right. They don't. We then jump on over to Vegas. Logan and Michelle recently purchased a home, so they are going to be hosting Thanksgiving for their little family in their new house. Of course, Janelle will be doing the cooking. We see her in the kitchen with Hunter and Peyton. Janelle tells us in a confessional that while Peyton is not her biological child, he is her child. She says Peyton is no different than any of the other boys. He fits right in with me, with the boys. She says, it's always felt like Peyton belonged with them. She said, that growing up, he was always at their house because Christine did not have any other boys. So Peyton was with her and her boys a lot. So having him around now does not feel like having a stepchild around or anything like that, but just feels like having another one of her kids there. Christina then kind of sings the same song in her confessional that, Peyton is super close to Janelle and her boys. And she says that Peyton absolutely benefited from them living polygamy because he got so many brothers through Janelle because Christine did not have any other boys. She just had Peyton. I don't know why my throat feels so strained today. Okay. It was nice of Christine to have a son for Janelle. Well, Janelle has multiple sons. She has a Logan, Hunter, Gabriel, and Garrison. But I get what you're saying. Like, it's nice that like Janelle had sons for Christine's son, right? Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, it's good because it definitely seems like Peyton seems very close to his brothers, and I don't think they look at each other like half siblings. We then jump on over to Kody's house. We see him serving the kids. Robyn says, "Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. She does." We jump over to Kody's house. We see him serving the kids. Robyn says in a voiceover that while she and Kody are having a good time and she loves being with her kids, she is missing the big family. We then see a shot of Kody speaking in front of like 50 people. This was years ago when the family was still very much intact. Um, there's Peyton right there. This is Hunter. So even though this was a few years after the show started, I mean, this was because Peyton's like looks like he's probably 17 or 18. Anyways, yeah, we see this picture of them together with like a lot of people, and Janelle tells us in a voiceover that Thanksgiving used to be a really big deal for their family. She said when they were all together as a family, they would have like 50 people over. They never had a small Thanksgiving. She says she never imagined that they would not spend Thanksgiving together. I don't see anyone being with Kody long term. He is too controlling. Yeah. Lori says, I think that was in 2016. Maybe so. Yeah. Your guess is probably better than mine. Um, she says, while she never imagined not spending Thanksgiving like with a big family with everybody, she says she is actually enjoying the smaller Thanksgiving. She says that she is with the people she wants to be with, and she is really enjoying it a lot better. We then bounce back over to Kody's house. Well, we're all entitled to our opinion. I'm not mad at you. Colby says, I've started it finally in mid-season. Finally, mid through season 1. Oh, okay. Gotcha. We jump back over to Kody's. He says he's still struggling with the fact that it's only 7 of them, that it's very small. However, he says it's safe. He says it is safe with Robyn and her kids. They are all safe together. We then find out that due to Mary's plans changing, she decided she would just stay home by herself and catch up on housework. We then see Kody in a confessional. He says he wants his other children in his life, but he doesn't know how to do that. He says he is grateful for the belief and the hope that he has that things will get better in the future. I feel like most of the show is like confessionals now. Robyn in a confessional says she misses everyone and she wished they were all together for the holidays. We jump back over to Mary's house to check on her, and we find out that she is sick. She tells us that she spent Thanksgiving at her house in her bed, sick. She says she thinks her getting sick was her body's way of telling her to slow down and really think about what's happening, what's going on in her life. Robyn tells us that she found out that Mary did not go spend the Thanksgiving with her kid. Robyn was like, so Mary told me she was going to be going to spend Thanksgiving with her kids, but I found out that she did not go and that she was home alone, sick. Robyn said she felt so bad for Mary, knowing that Mary was right there and did not come to spend Thanksgiving with them. But you wouldn't have let her in anyways, considering she was sick. You know what I'm saying? A few days later, we head over to Robyn and Kody's house. We find out the two got into a heated exchange right before the cameras arrived. So Kody took a rod to cool off so things would not escalate. In a confessional, Kody tells us that after they got the kids off to school, he and Robyn got into a heated discussion. He said that Robyn is upset with him for not reaching out to his kids more. Robyn tells us that she was putting the pressure, back it up, girlfriend, that she was putting the pressure on Kody to work on his relationship with his kids, but it triggered him. Kody returns home. Y'all, I'm like, he returns home. Robyn meets him outside. Like, this is really bizarre to me. Like, why did they not just go inside the house? We were just in the house like a few days playing Jenga. You know, the kids are supposedly at school. So it's not like they would hear like them having this heated discussion. It's literally colder than the day old dumpling outside. But for some reason, I don't want to call them idiots, but but for some reason they're standing there dressed in their winter coats, their beanies, their gloves, having this discussion. Well, they could have just went outside. I mean, inside. I don't know. I guess maybe because it was a heated discussion, it kept them warm. I guess. And were y'all? I don't know. How long did it take to film this? I've literally heard people say that, like, okay, I talked to this one guy that filmed for 90 Day Fiance. It showed like a 10-minute clip. He said they filmed for an hour. So the Reddit people don't see their ugly, overpriced paintings. Maybe. Thank you, Miss Ruth. Thank you. I mean, by this point, we've all seen them. And we were just in there playing Jenga, with them. But now it's like freezing outside and you're outside. This threw me for a whole loop. I'm like, what is happening here? Anyways, so Kody returns. He tells Robyn that he is a little emotional, but he thinks they can continue talking about the situation. He says he is tired of everything. He is tired of feeling betrayed by his kids. He said it is constant pointing the finger at him. The kids accusing him that they are mad at him because he was never at their house, which Kody says is not true. He says that he was at their house because when he was at their house, another wife and kids was mad at him for not being at their house. In a confessional, Kody tells us that things have gotten so bad that recently at a wedding, the whole family was there, but there was so much animosity from some of the family that a couple of the kids would not even engage with him at the wedding, that they would not even speak to him.
Like, I just don't know why you're not reaching out to them more.
Robyn, you saw how they were at the wedding. Some of the kids have flat out rejected me.
I know.
You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me. She never told me she was pregnant. She never told me she was going to have a baby.
The only thing the kids are upset with him is the way he has treated his family, the way he has completely ditched out. And really, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him. She's very protective of her children. Kody has not been there since Evie was born, and Evie's 3.5.
It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives.
Now she's 5. Evie is now 5. Let's hope he's been a part of their lives.
Realistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your children to an entirely different coast. I have work and a life in Flagstaff.
Okay. The fact that he was like, you cannot expect grandparents to be like super active in their grandkids' lives, especially if you move them like to the opposite coast. And then he's like, I have a life and family in Flagstaff. And he's smiling. And I was like, why is he smiling about that? And I think it's because that's a really good excuse for him to be like, well, I have a family and I have a life. I have a job. I have everything here. I think he was like proud of himself, thinking that he had like a really good excuse to say, this is why I can't be more active in their lives. This is why I can't be over there visiting them. They live so far away, and I'm so busy here in Flagstaff. Because I'm like, why are you smiling about that? I think it's because he thought that was like a really good reason, you know? Okay, nobody debate this because I'm super busy here in Flagstaff with my own family.
They're purposefully leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers.
Okay, sorry guys. Hold up. Let me bring that back a little bit.
In love with their mothers.
Okay, so I'm like, people do not set boundaries and stop inviting you to things to punish you. They do it because they're like, I don't want to be around somebody that's going to ruin my good time. I don't want to be around somebody that's not going to respect me. I don't want to be around somebody the second they leave, they're going to talk crap about me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody going on. Them kids and your ex-wives, they are not planning their lives to continue their lives just to punish you. That is your way of thinking. This is my opinion. That's his way of thinking. So he thinks they think the same way. But I definitely don't think they think the same way. I think they are literally just going right on with their lives. Because he is laying it low and spreading it wide. Okay, so Robyn asked him again if maybe he could still just reach out to the kids. She tells him she's been having a really hard time. I lost it. With this, she tells him that she's been having a really hard time with this, with him not at least trying to be a part of his kids' lives. Kody tells her that he will work on it, that he will reach out to them, and he says, I will work on it. I will reach out to the kids, and I will love the children that allow me to love them. And in time, maybe the rest of them will come back around. He has made comments like this several times about, like, if the kids behave this way, then he will love them. If the kids allow him to love them, then he will love them, which tells me, like, your love is not conditional. Because the way that it should be, you're their dad, is, oh, I love them no matter what, but I will not have a relationship with them unless they allow me to. It's not, I will love them if they allow me to love them. You're supposed to love them regardless. Do you not? That's a weird comment to say, and you've said comments like this several times about only loving them if or when. And I'm like, so you don't? I'm confused. Robyn interrupts Kody and tells him, she's like, you know, like, my dad was not in my life the way that he was supposed to be. You know that my dad did not do what he was supposed to do as far as being a dad. And then Kody literally says, I know, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. In a confessional, Robyn tells us that when she was little, her parents got a divorce. Her dad moved to another city, remarried, and was no longer there for her. She says she remembers confronting her dad years later, asking him, like, what happened? Why weren't you there for me? And she said, he just gave me a bunch of lame excuses, which is what Kody gives his kids. She says she tells Kody that she does not want him to be like her dad. And I'm like, he already is. He has kids that are grown, that he is not a part of their lives. Robyn even says later on, like, oh, I see my dad every once in a while. He'll give me a hug, tells me he loves me, but that's it. And I'm like, that's probably the gist of what it is with Kody if he sees his kids, if he even gets that far, even if he even does that much. We jump back over to the North Pole where Kody tells Robyn that he recently texted one of the kids, and they responded by telling him that he was a piece of trash and that they had no plans on having a relationship with him. He tells Robyn that he will not keep trying if he gets contempt every single time. He says he is not abandoning his children. They have betrayed him. Inadvertently, maybe, but they have. Robyn interrupts him again to say that they are just kids. I gave him the Santa hat since they're outside in the freezing cold. Thought it would be funny. But Robyn interrupts him to say, she's like, listen, they are your kids. And Kody says, no, they are adults. And Robyn says, no, but they are your kids. And they are still young. Kody tells Robyn that even if they are his kids, he does not want to talk to anyone that has so much contempt for him. He says that the kids are purposely leaving him out of their lives to punish him for the crimes that he did not commit. He says that the kids just want to blame him for everything that has happened, but it is not his fault, he says. Robyn tells Kody that she is having a hard time not losing respect for him. And Kody asks her, he's like, well, what did I do wrong? Plain spot the difference. That's funny. Robyn literally came into the marriage with a game plan to do what her father's other wife did to her mother. She wanted to be the favorite wife, like her mom wasn't. That's the only thing they're acting same time. Oh, wow. Isn't that crazy, though, to hear that you became, like, you became that woman. You now have the man that was just like your dad. It's pretty wild. So, yeah, Kody asked Robyn, he's like, what did I do? What did I do wrong besides not falling in love with their mother? What did I do? I know, right? 18 seasons of footage should jog your memory. Also, like, I've went back and watched several clips from season 1. Heck, I just watched episode 1 yesterday, and literally, he talks about how much he loves them. I'm like, either you were like really good at fooling yourself or just lying in the earlier seasons. You know? Robyn interrupts Kody saying, I'm sorry, but there are two sides to all of this. I know you weren't perfect in those marriages, and they weren't either. Kody interrupts her saying that is fine. That if that's just what it was, that like he wasn't perfect in the marriage, then he could be okay with that. And they could go from there. But instead, the kids are blaming only him. He says, they're only blaming me or you. He says, which is a bunch of crap. He then tells Robyn he should not have to sit down with them and defend her. Thankfully, we take a break from Kody and Robyn and we jump over to Christine. Christine tells us that she went on a date. Let's see. Oh, that she signed up on a dating app. She met a guy named David. They talked for about a month and then they went out on their first date. Christine tells us that her and David went on their first date to the breakfast place. The breakfast place. She said David had the most beautiful eyes, that the pictures do not do him justice. She says when they were walking into the restaurant, she said, I straight up told him. I said, you have beautiful eyes. She said, just like that, I told him. She said after they sat down, David told her that he felt like they were sitting too far apart, so they scooted closer together. Christine said her and David just talked and talked and talked. At one point, he asked her how many kids she had. And she said it broke her heart to just say 6 kids. She said because she doesn't feel like she has 6 kids. And whoever she is with, she says she knows like she will need to tell them about Janelle and her kids because they will have to accept Janelle and her kids. She says she did not tell David about Janelle and her kids right then, but she feels that she will need to tell him soon because she really likes him. They have already planned their second date. And if the relationship is going to go anywhere, he needs to know about Janelle and her kids because she says, my life will always be, I will be doing things with Janelle and her kids. All right, back over to the McMansion. We hear Robyn in a voiceover saying that she really does not want to judge Kody on like what type of father that he's being right now, but he really needs to let his kids know that he is there for them. And that if it was her that was in this position with her kids, she said, I would be calling, texting, emailing. She said, I would fly out there if I had to make things right with my kids. All right, back over here, Kody again tells Robyn that all the kids are blaming him or her. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? Say, okay, they can blame us? And Robyn says, listen, if any of the kids want to talk to me, tell them they can. She says she would love to talk it out with each one of them. Any of the kids that have an issue with her, she says she would be more than willing to talk to them. She explains to Kody that she is really struggling to deal with everything. And she says she knows that Kody is struggling as well. So she doesn't want to pile on, but she is really having a hard time. She says she has been dealing with her own grief over the situation. She starts to cry, but I think it's too cold outside to really make tears because we didn't see any at this moment. Kody then tells Robyn that he will make an effort. He says he has spent a year just laminating the situation. But when he gets over it, if the kids are open to reconnecting, he will try. He will reach out to them. Robyn asks Kody if maybe he can reach out to all of the kids like now and just kind of let them know that he is open to communicating, that they don't have to do it right now, but just whenever they are ready, they can reach out to him. Kody interrupts Robyn saying that at the wedding, he tried to connect with Madison, but she avoided him. Robyn interrupts and says, but have you really tried to communicate with them? Like really, really tried. Kody says, he's like, I reached out to Gabriel and Hunter. But with Hunter, he says he received total contempt back. He says he is suffering. Kody says he is suffering from a broken heart over these people that won't even talk to him. He says he wants to ask them what he did wrong. Jeez Louise. Robyn then tells Kody that divorce is hard on kids, that the kids get caught in the middle. They get fed information from this side or that side, and it may not always be true what they are hearing. Kody tells Robyn that the boys can be mad at their mothers then. 10 years down the road, when they want a relationship and they realize that their mom fed them false information, they can be mad at their moms. I doubt that's going to be how it is. They literally have the show to see like the things that you've said about them. You know what I'm saying? Robyn again tells Kody that the kids need him, that they need their dad to be in their lives. Kody tells Robyn, he's like, they can have me. All they have to do is call me or just answer the phone when I call and not have total contempt for me. He tells Robyn that he is really angry. And if someone were to open up to him, he's liable to lash out. He says he can't even get it right with her right now because of how betrayed he feels. He says it's going to take some time for him because he has to get over what has happened and how he's been treated. He says when the time is right, he thinks and he hopes he will be able to forgive his kids. I know these people, he meant his kids. Yep. I remember, like I have a video out of one time he talked about like he would punch one of the kids. I don't remember like in what context it was, but I remember he said something about punching one of them. I have a video up about it. I seen it the other day when I was like going through some of my videos. I was like, I slightly remember that, but not so much. I know it's not clickbait, so I know he must have said something. He said something about punching one of them. Anyways, Robyn then asked Kody if maybe he's gotten on his knees and asked God to help him. And Kody says at this point he is pretty desperate, but he thinks it will take more than that. He says it will take a change of heart for him. He says when he goes to God, he feels like there's this wall up for him. And at this point, he has completely lost his religion. We then see some flashbacks of when the kids were older, when they were like older teens, when Kody was like really involved in their lives. He was always there. He would lead the family in prayer. During these clips, we hear Robyn's voiceover. We hear a voiceover of Robyn saying that Kody was a very present dad when she entered into the family. And that was one of the things that drew her to him. Seeing how present he was with his kids. That's what really attracted her to him. We go back outside to where Kody asks Robyn if she knows anyone. I know, not ladylike. It is sad. We go back outside to where Kody asks Robyn if she knows anyone that has gone through 3 divorces in pretty much a year or two. No. He tells her, he's like, listen, I'm not looking for pity, but I am looking for understanding because it's been tough and I need you to understand that it's been tough on me. Robyn tells him that she does understand. She's always trying to be understanding. He says, but you are losing respect for me. He then asks if it's from her own experience with her dad. He tells her that he has not betrayed his kids the way her dad betrayed her. Robyn then starts crying, saying that she knows how much she needed her dad in her life, but he wasn't there. She said her father was so absent from her life. She said she would see him every once in a while. He would tell her that he loved her, and that was it. And she said still now, even being an adult, he's still very absent. Kody tells Robyn that the kids get together and they collude against him. He says it is a betrayal. Robyn tells him that the kids' lives have changed drastically in a year or two. Their whole family dynamic has changed, and that this is hard on the kids. That they don't know what to do or what to say, but it's important for him to still let the kids know that he will always be there. She says that is very important. Kody then asks Robyn, what does she want him to do? He says he has reached out to some of the kids and not gotten responses or gotten contempt. So what else can he do? In a confessional, Robyn says she does not want to judge Kody, but at the same time, she feels that Kody is kind of accepting the way things are, and he shouldn't. She said if it took her camping out on her kids' doorsteps, she would do that, and she feels that he should too. Back out in the cold, Robyn tells Kody that his kids need him. She knows he is angry, but his kids need him. Kody tells Robyn that he understands that, but it's just going to take him more time. He asks Robyn if she can give him more time without losing respect for him. He tells her that it boggles his mind that he is being punished for a crime that he did not commit. Robyn explains that there was a lot of misunderstanding during COVID, that the kids thought that Kody made up rules just so he could be there with her versus with them. And she said, I think they really believe that. We didn't see Kody in a confessional. He tells us that during COVID, he made 2 mistakes. And I'm actually shocked to hear him admit this. I know what I really mean is, can you please let me back inside? I know, right? In this confessional, he says that he made 2 mistakes during COVID. He says one was when he told Janelle that he wanted Gabe and Garrison out of the house because they would not comply to the COVID rules. He said that just became a foolish power game. He says the other big mistake that he made was not going to Isabel's surgery. He says that really put some bad blood between him and several members of the family. Back at the house, Robyn tells Kody that polygamy can be very confusing for the wives and for the kids. They feel jealousy. All right. Comment section says, I saw on Reddit that people think that they were just acting in the scene, but I thought Robyn seemed very serious. It's sad that Robyn gets so much hate from everyone. I think Kody is a narcissist. I wondered if this was just a big acting scene. I will tell you, I saw her make facial expressions at times where it did seem like she was at least trying to seem a little more sad. Like she was kind of exaggerating her face at times and then very quickly changed it. So I thought that maybe, but I don't necessarily think that it is a completely fake scene. All right, so she says, polygamy is confusing for the wives and for the kids. Everyone feels jealousy. The kids feel like their dad may love this family more than their family. Kody tells Robyn that a week prior, when he was skiing, he reached out to Gabriel. thinking that Gabriel would come join him. He said, but Gabriel still hasn't responded. He says he knows he does not try enough, but that's because he doesn't feel safe. He says the whole situation just triggers him really bad. In a confessional, Kody says he is so angry about the situation. He says he does worry that if he talks to the kids, that they will trigger him with an accusation. He says he does not have the bandwidth to go to God yet in gratitude and fill his love tank with the Spirit of God because he is too bitter right now. Robyn tells Kody that she just wants to know that he is trying because the relationships with his children needs to be mended. Kody tells Robyn that their relationship has struggled so much, he would rather work on them getting to a better place before he even starts thinking about mending his relationship with his kids. He says he's been so angry for so long, and it has hurt their relationship more than it's even hurt them. Which kind of like threw me for a loop. He's like, all of this has hurt us more than it's even hurt them. And I'm like, that's because I think you're the one in the wrong. They're moving on with their lives. Like they know they don't have a guilty conscience. They know they tried what they could. But here's the thing. I do think it's hurting them. I think, unfortunately, that's a lot of what was on Garrison. I think that was some of Garrison's struggle. As far as the wives, no, they've moved on. But the kids, I definitely feel that the kids do hurt from this situation. But yeah, he's like, this has hurt our relationship more than it's even hurt them. And I'm like, the ex-wives, yeah, probably don't hurt them, but I do think the kids are hurting from it. He then says that he's been mad at hell, but he did not mean for it to come out on Robyn. He says that his heart is broken as he sits there with the person that he loves most in the world. He says he doesn't know like what to do with that. And Robyn tells Kody that her heart is broken too. And Kody says, yeah, but you know how to react with this very special, sweet emotion that you have. He tells her that he is angry out of his mind and he doesn't react that way. He knows that he will not react the way that she will react. In a confessional, Kody tells us that one of his kids told him that he was an a-hole, that they were never talking to him again, that he manipulated and brainwashed them. I don't know if it was who it was, so I can't say him, her, they, them. I don't know. But he said that some people think that parental-child relationships don't have to be reciprocated. He said, but they do. He said he is not going to reach out forever. He said he would make the effort, but someone would have to be on the receiving end of that effort. He said he will not be camping out at anyone's doorsteps begging to mend their relationship. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you just have to eat crow. You know what I'm saying? Now, back at the house, he tells Robyn that he really needs the space to figure everything out. That he will not be fixing anything that day or that next week. Robyn tells him that she just needs him to promise her that he will keep trying, even if it's just a little bit. She says that she just needs him to at least let the kids know that he still cares about them. Kody says, okay. He thanks Robyn for coming down and talking to him before they went back into the house because he did not want to go back to where they were if he went back in the house and did not solve things. I guess they could not have the conversation in the house. I don't know. In a confessional, Robyn says that the kids need Kody. She says they need him to try harder. He is their dad. She says she does not think that Kody realizes how important a dad is to a child. Back at the land, or back at the McMansion, Robyn and Kody hug it out, and that was the end. And then we see scenes for the next time. Christine is in her car. She tells us that she and David have been on their second date. She really, really likes him a lot. We see Gabriel tell us, or he tells Janelle, that he thinks Robyn has a victim complex. and he is not hopeful for our relationship with his dad and Robyn. Janelle tells us that her kids are definitely weary of Robyn. We see Robyn crying, telling us that she has been living on a prayer, literally. It says the only thing that keeps my head above water now is just prayers. We then see Kody, who tells us that his prayer was just to save him and Robyn. That's his prayer, just to save him and Robyn. So that's next week. We see Gabriel. I have no desire to have a relationship with Cody and Robyn. Robyn has a victim complex. We see Robyn crying. It looks like she's like crouched down in a it looked like she was crouched down in like closet maybe? A bedroom? I don't know. I guess she's obviously filming herself. But yeah, so that was this week's episode. Next week's episode, we'll do another recap on Tuesday. I'll try to make sure every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time is when we do the live streams, and that way everybody knows exactly when they're going to be. I'll try to make sure I don't change them. SigMT09 says, what an awful dad. I did not speak to my parents for 2 years because I was angry and rebellious. And my dad wrote me a letter every few months just to tell me what they were doing and that he loved me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe the bathroom. See, I think that's what I would do with my kids. I'd show up. Write a letter, show up. I don't know. I would stalk them or something. Like my kids would have to be like, Mom, stop. We will let you know when we're ready to talk to you. Looks like she was trying to take a crap. Kinda. You're right, actually. So that was this week. Do I think the whole conversation was fake? No. But I do wonder, why was production headed out to Cody and Robyn's house to film if they clearly were not going to be allowed inside to film? Were they going to hang out outside, like build a fire? But because they got into this heated discussion, they didn't do the fire. So when Cody rolled back up, she just walked out to talk. Like, I don't know. Like, the way they didn't go inside threw me for a loop. Thank you, Zuna. The way they did not go inside really threw me for a loop. I don't think it was fake. I do wonder if maybe she was talking to Cody. It did trigger him and he did leave. And then they reached out to production to film their conversation. I don't know. Hopefully no more wives join him. Thank you. I think I already told you. Thank you. Thank you. My teen was angry, and I've been the bad guy for many of the past 5-ish years. He's almost 19. He's a good kid, but he's a good kid that I really like. It's more important to be his life than to be right. To be in his life to be right. Yeah, sometimes we just have to eat crow. I mean, I've heard Cody say so many things in regards to his kids that just don't make sense. That I'm like, what kind of parent says that? It really makes me question things. Hey, are you doing more lives today? I probably will do like maybe one more today. But it is my son's birthday, so my sweet boy is 11 today. So we're gonna do cake and ice cream. I may do one more. I'm not sure, but I know I am really behind with working. I'm so sorry. There's been a lot going on. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and so I got a lot to catch up on this month. Anyways, you guys, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this next episode? Did you guys think that it was fake, the conversation? What did you guys think about them literally being outside when it's cold? So cold. Like you're in your beanies, your gloves, you're freezing. Also the fact that Mary was like, no, I would rather sit home sick in my bed. I'm not going anywhere. You guys let me your thoughts in the comment section below. I am curious about next episode. I always love when the kids are on. I do love when like Gabriel, Logan, and they actually talk. When they actually talk about the situation, I actually really enjoy that. Thank you guys. Happy birthday to your son. How sweet family birthday. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. But anyways, you guys, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. like, share, subscribe. Join us back here every Tuesday for our Sister Wives recap. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.